This is Edward Douglas from Cinema Daily US, and I'm here to talk about the Prime Video thriller Another Simple Favor. As you may have guessed, it's a sequel to Paul Feig's 2018 thriller A Simple Favor, which in turn was based on Darcy Bell's 2017 novel of the same name. That movie was released theatrically, and I remember it generally doing quite well, but Another Simple Favor will be going straight to Prime Video on May 1st, not long after it premiered at this year's South by Southwest Film Festival. Director Paul Feig is back for the sequel, as is much of the cast, but more important than anything else, it also brings back Kendrick and Lively in their original roles. For those who need a quick recap, the original movie was about the tenuous friendship between two very different women. Anna Kendrick, at the height of Pitch Perfect mania, played single mommy blogger Stephanie, while Blake Lively played her much more glamorous neighbor Emily. After they become friends, Emily mysteriously vanishes, leading Stephanie into a mystery to explore what happened to her. Stephanie also sleeps with Emily's husband, played by Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians. I decided not to watch A Simple Favor before watching the sequel, but if I remember right, and this is a spoiler, the movie ended with Emily in prison for killing her father and sister. It's not quite clear how much time has passed since A Simple Favor. By the time the sequel opens, Stephanie is an accomplished author but known for true crime investigations. Stephanie's doing reading at a local bookstore when Emily shows up, clearly out of jail, to let Stephanie know she's marrying a handsome Italian man in a fancy wedding in Capri, Italy. Emily wants Stephanie to be her maid of honor, but of course Stephanie has many reasons not to trust Emily anymore. But hey, it's a free trip to Capri, so why not? It's hard to talk about, let alone review a movie like this without getting into spoilers. I'm going to do my best to avoid the major ones, so you can watch this review and still enjoy all the twists the sequel offers. In some ways, it's a little odd that this is a sequel to a movie based on a book. It isn't actually based on another book by the same author. It's not something we see very often, and I'm not sure if Darcy Bell had ever planned on writing another story with these characters, but this movie essentially goes off on its own direction. One thing that immediately stands out is that when Kendrick and Lively are reunited, you immediately realize there's going to be a much funnier and cattier movie than the first one, as the two of them just start trading barbs right and left. It's easy to forget Kendrick is a very funny actress because she's been venturing further into dramatic fare in recent years, but Feig takes full advantage of the actress' ability to be snarky into full effect. Better known for his comedies, Feig clearly thrives by allowing himself to make the sequel even more comedic. There's still a crime thriller and a mystery aspect to the story, but it's exacerbated by the ongoing feud between two Italian mob families, which plays a large part in the plot. I have to assume they actually shot this movie in Capri and other parts of Italy, because Paul Feig does a good job using the location to set the sequel apart from the first movie and its suburban setting. It's a bit of an overused cliche when people say that a location is a character in a movie, but it's absolutely 100% true here. I was a little bummed Henry Golding doesn't play a large role in the sequel. He was very good in the original movie, and it was a great follow-up to Crazy Rich Asians. The sequel is deliberately not so much about the men in the story, but about the various women, including Emily's aunt and mother, played by Elizabeth Perkins and Allison Janney. I completely forgot that Jean Smart from Hacks played Emily's mother in the first movie. Perkins doesn't have nearly as much presence, but Janney makes up for that and is always great. There's also Elena Sofia Ricci as Emily's prospective Italian mother-in-law, who has a pretty meaty role. On the other hand, the actors playing Stephanie's circle of friends, including Andrew Reynolds Darren and Alex Newell as Stephanie's personal assistant, don't really offer much to the story other than to throw a few jokes in there of their own. Make no mistake that Another Simple Plan is very much the Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively show, and everyone else is just there. In conclusion, I'm going to give Another Simple Favor a B- rating. I really enjoyed the humor and the cattiness, particularly between Kendrick and Lively. The overall thriller plot doesn't always work, and it starts to fall apart as more things are revealed. It's a perfectly fine thing to sit down and watch if you enjoy the two main actors and aren't expecting too much beyond the first movie.